Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous two-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
We acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Welcome to This Song Is Yours, a music podcast where we chat to a new guest each week, talk about their life and creative endeavours, and talk to them about some of the music they love. Our show works by chatting to our guests about music, their songwriting technique, and occasionally getting them to make you a playlist of the songs they love. Welcome to episode 127. I'm your host, Simon Fink. Our guest today is Blessed. The Ghana-born, Australian-raised musician has just released his powerful new single entitled No Changes. In today's episode, we're speaking with Blessed about the new single, signing to Rainbow Valley Records, and working with artists like Milan Ring. Here we go. Our guest today is an extremely talented gentleman based in Western Sydney. He's a singer, rapper, guitarist, producer, multi-instrumentalist and engineer, and has just followed up his Lockdown Tapes Volume 1 project from last year with the brand new single, No Changes. Please welcome to This Song Is Yours, Blessed. Hello, how are we?
Hey, I'm grateful. Thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Where are you joining us from today? This looks like a beautiful kind of solar system thing you got going on here.
Yeah, I'm in space, as you can see right now. No, I'm just in my bedroom. Like, this is my little setup. My little work center there. Just reporting live from the stew.
With a setup like that in your bedroom, do you find it, I guess that there's a bit of a duality there. Do you find it easy to be inspired and get stuff done?
100%. Like, I think I'm someone that kind of like, I live off inspiration. So it's like I'm constantly working. I'm constantly trying to get my ideas out. And the best way is to like wake up from my bed, roll over, and then have my microphone ready to go whenever inspiration hits. So yeah, I love it. That's pretty good. But then I also feel like it means that when someone needs you to kind of like record something, mix or master something, there's no excuse that you can't kind of, if you're stuck in bed. No, there's no room for excuses when it's just like literally a meter away from me at all times. So, but I love it. I love recording and throwing ideas around. So I'm definitely, having a home setup's definitely been a blessing, especially during the whole pandemic side of things where I couldn't go to studios or I couldn't, go collaborate with people in their workspaces. So I just had my own ready to go at all times and something to take my mind off the whole pandemic and everything going on in the world.
Yeah, of course. Was it, because you are quite a prolific, you're not just a singer, rapper, musician, there's quite a lot going on behind the scenes with yourself as well. Were you across like remote working before the pandemic, or was it kind of like as that hit, that was just another skill set that was added to the list?
Yeah, I think as that hit really, because I made music, in my house or, at hotels or Airbnbs. Like, I'll make music wherever I can. But since the pandemic hit and it really got everybody in the world to press pause for a second and just, be still and have like nothing to do really. It just kind of forced me to be creative and to use my time wisely instead of being on Netflix, all day. I was trying to make beats or trying to write lyrics or trying to find inspiration that way.
No, I can very much respect that and appreciate that. I think that's part of the reason why we're talking today is because you have new music out, and that some of those projects that you've been working on are now come to fruition. They're out in the world. It's been an exciting few weeks for you, man, because I don't even know like what to kind of start talking about. But I do believe congratulations are in order for two things. The first thing I wanted to touch on was you recently signed to Rainbow Valley Records, which is the label of Matt Corby. Congratulations, man. That's incredible.
Hey, thank you so much, Simon.
Listening to your music and then hearing that news of Rainbow Valley and how Matt and his associates kind of work and interact with their artists, it just kind of made sense. If that kind of makes sense, like it seems like a perfect pairing of yourself and Rainbow Valley. How did that kind of opportunity come about?
Well, I think it came about. It's been something that's been in the works for a while. Like I think I opened for Matt on his last Australian tour, which would have been maybe 4 years ago or something like that. And yeah, I got to travel the whole country with him and just, experience his fans and experience his team and his way of just performing. And he's such a eclectic, such a unique artist, very, very, very talented, can play every instrument under the sun. And yeah, I was just a fan. I've been a fan before I even got to meet him. And then once I got to meet him from there, I guess we just stayed in contact, stayed in touch. But also his business partner, Alex, who's also runs the label with him, I ran into him in the Gold Coast just writing music and met him for the first time. And he told me about the label they're putting together and how they really want to push artists forward and make a very artist-centered label and just independent, but still have the power of the machine, but also, the love and care of an independent label. So yeah, it was just from the jump, it was something that organically happened. And I'm somebody that really, I really focus on energy and letting things happen the right way instead of forcing things or trying to manipulate my reality. I just let it flow. So it all just worked out well. And right now it's just the beginning of it. So I'm definitely grateful to be in the position I'm in. But yeah.
And of course, it's a very exciting time, and they seem like from the outset, from an outsider's perspective, they seem like they're a very supportive kind of label, and like not just like an admin side of it as well, but they seem to want to be as involved with the project as the artist will let them as well, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's artists working with artists, so who better to understand the mind of an artist than someone that's created art and just like has been through it and experienced different things, different highs, different lows, but is able to bring that, knowledge and that experience and that understanding to newer artists and help them to develop their own. So yeah, it's a great position to be in, and it's a great team to be working with.
That's very good to hear. That's very exciting. The other thing that we were going to congratulate you on today is the new single No Changes, which is out on Rainbow Valley and does feature young Mr. Matt Corby in, I think, some of the background vocals. But this track is incredible, man. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much, Simon. That's this one's really special to me. Like it's not even just because it's my song. It's just like the production on it. And I started the idea in my bedroom, and it went from like this room of like me on some guitar loops and some ideas for some drums to having some of my favorite producers in Australia, like Liam, and this guy Steven, be a part of it and bring it to life. And then getting Matt to do background vocals and just add layers and textures with his voice and the different tones he uses, and then getting a friend of mine, Yuki, to play strings on it. It's like it came together as like something that I'm so proud of as an artist, as a musician, as a producer, to be like, I can't believe that we pulled this together. It's like I'm so used to being isolated and recluse and self-sufficient, doing things on my own. But music really is so much more powerful when you have individuals' energies coming together to create something unique and something special. So yeah, I'm really proud of this one, and I appreciate you for the congratulations.
Oh, of course, please. Like, it is an absolute powerhouse of a song, and I feel like it's been a while since Australia has had, maybe, but and I probably a few years ago since there's been one just in general from the world. But it's a bit of a powerhouse of a song. Like it's touching on inequality, injustices. It's kind of trying to address, I imagine, a lot of I imagine you're trying to address like a lot of different things and also address a lot of maybe internal anger or thoughts of where the world has been in the last number of years and where it's going or where it's not going in a way. Yeah. What was do you remember, I guess, the original catalyst for this song and then sitting down and writing it?
Well, I mean, I didn't write the song. It was more like a freestyle. So like I kind of, at first it started with the guitar loop, and from the guitar loop, which I got from this guy, Chunky Love, I forgot to mention him. Shout out to Chunky. He sent me a guitar loop, and then I just listened to it over and over and over and over, and then turned on the mic, hit record, and that was the first thing that came out. So I don't really have any kind of premeditated thoughts going into making music. It's more like I was saying, going with the flow. I don't really force things or try to make things happen. I just let, like, the muses speak to me and figure out how I can use that energy and translate it into, musical sonic sense that like resonates with people. So yeah, it's a hard one because I feel like I would have been feeling a lot because there's a lot that's in there, but like to pinpoint it and to be like specific about what was going on, I think it was just more of a collective energy that I was feeling, and just that was my interpretation of it. Yeah.
The lyrical content is kind of, I guess, heavy in a way. So fair enough, as you've said, going in, there was nothing premeditated. When you kind of listened back to it, what was the initial reaction like? Was it I can only imagine that it might have been like, pardon my language, holy shit, like that's what was going on in my mind, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, because I don't watch the news, I don't listen to radio. I'm very I live under a rock. Like I kind of feel like that's how I find my peace. I'm someone who just like likes to be by himself, or just with my family, or with my girl, or with close friends, or in the studio. Like that's it. So like making music that feels bigger than just my small circle or my environment, it's a blessing, because it's like I'm channeling things that I've experienced a lot of racism in my life, but I don't think about it. I'm not like fazed about it. But then I guess in ways, the music just is like a portal into not only my eyes or my like life, but also the people around me and the way that they've affected me and the way that I've seen them be affected by society or, like whatever environment that they're in. But I think the music's always comes back to the music. The music's that centerpiece that kind of holds everything together. And I'm very like lucky and fortunate to be able to be a vessel for so many people's thoughts and feelings and experiences. And, finding artistic ways to bring that together and have other people listen and enjoy and resonate with the music. So, yeah, I definitely love what I do.
The most powerful designer drugs are the digital ones we use daily. And we get high off them. One touch, tap, like, scroll at a time. Just like tech creators want us to. Use digital without digital using you. Learn more at sync.ithra.com.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
I really enjoyed the fact that, as you just said, that it's not just yourself, it's your family, it's your, like those people closest to you and their kind of things that they've experienced as well. And that in the music video, you kind of included them as well. And I think there's some family and friends throughout the video, which is kind of interspliced with a number of events that have been going on around Australia and the world. How important was it for you to kind of be able to like include your family and these loved ones in the video, because there are some, aside from like the shots of like wildfires and police injustice, there are some absolutely gorgeous cinematography of these people that are so close to you in your life.
Yeah, and I'm so glad we were able to capture that, capture that in like the portrait setting of just those raw emotions that, can be conveyed through film and through cinematography, like you're saying. It was very special for me to have my family involved, because they don't even listen to my music, so they're like not connected or involved in any way. So this was the first time having them be a part of something. And this is also like, the first single for this year and a statement piece and just something that I believe in so like wholeheartedly, and something that like I feel like a lot of us like resonate with on different levels. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you can listen to a song like No Changes and you don't have to be someone that's gone through anything that I'm saying, but you still feel on some, instinctual level that, there's so much that needs to change in this world. And, like even in saying that, we're the ones that are supposed to make the change. It's not like we can sit on our ass and someone's going to do it for us. But yeah, like having my family involved, having where I'm from, my culture, and just even, the area I grew up in Sydney, in Blacktown, having so many people, regular everyday people that I've known for years and that I've seen around Blacktown, having them be a part of this story and paint this picture with me visually was, definitely a big blessing. And I appreciate everyone who's involved.
It is, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous video. For anyone who hasn't seen it, I'll make sure that we put the video in the show notes so that people can kind of click on that link and be able to watch it. A second ago, you just mentioned that your family doesn't even, well, I'm sure that they do listen to your music, but maybe I'm curious, is there any musical kind of gene running through the family? Are they the ones that got you started in this, or was that kind of not a family inspired thing?
Not at all. Like my parents are super religious. My dad's a pastor. My mom just supports my dad and everything he does. And so like, my whole life we've had gospel music playing around the house or in the car or wherever growing up, and just going to church every single Sunday since I was born. But other than that, like, I guess because I make secular music, I make worldly music, I make music that's can be related in all different levels. So it's not particularly what my parents are into or my family, but they appreciate that I have so much passion and drive and just like a purpose in what I'm doing. So, regardless of whether they listen or not, I feel like they support me in what matters most, and that's just like believing in me and praying for me. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Do you remember when you first started making music as like was it like in your teenage years or earlier, or when you kind of went, I could do this full time?
Full time. I think the first time I really thought I could do this full time was when I was 16 years old, and I made like a remix of Pete Murray Better Days, and like I sampled Pete Murray, chopped it up, made like a hip hop beat over the top, and then like freestyled some like verses about God knows whatever, and then shot a video with some of my friends in like an abandoned building in like Mitchenberry or something like that. But yeah, once we put that on YouTube, I was like, yo, I could really do this. Like this could be my life's purpose, just making music. And I just loved doing it before that. I was doing it for fun. And then from there, I guess, people started to connect with the music, and it started off small. It was just like people, my school friends, and then after that, it got to like random kids from other schools would be like showing me my own song and be like, oh, have you heard this song? I'm like, that's me. And they're like, no, it's not. So it's like, from then I was like, wow, like I actually have something that people want and people like, inspired by. So yeah, I'd say that's probably when I first started.
100%. That's actually awesome. I can imagine, especially at that age and that early in the game, that when someone comes back around to you and is like, have you heard this? And you can say that it's you, that it's a brag, but it's a good brag, a humble brag.
Yeah, it's a humble brag, humble flex.
As we mentioned before, it's not just your music, singing, rapping ability. You do produce, you mix, you master. I believe you're an engineer as well. And I think that you had a hand, I know you had a hand in one of my favorite local releases of last year when you helped co-produce and I think played guitar and sang on the Milan Ring record.
Oh, groovy. Yeah, I love that record and I love Milan.
It's a gorgeous record. Lovely, lovely person as well. We had Milan on the show last year where we spoke about yourself and the record. But I'm curious from your perspective, how did that working relationship kind of come about and what made you want to work with Milan?
Well, I mean, she's just an amazing talent. Like, she's beautiful and her music is beautiful and it just takes you somewhere, you know what I mean? And like the first time I saw her was Manu Crooks was doing like a show like opposite the Opera House and she was opening and she did like a solo performance where she kind of like plays a guitar and then loops it and then does like different harmonies and loops it and sings and it was amazing. And then from there I like walked up to her right after her set and I was like, I want to work with you, you're amazing, this that. And since that day, like at least once a month we'll get into the studio and cook up music. But then also she's such a unique artist and knows what she wants at the same time. So it's like I could send her a bunch of different music ideas, and because she's a great producer herself, great mix engineer, great master, all of those things, she can pick apart what she likes that I can bring to the table and create it and make her own thing. So it's like that working relationship that we have is so special because we're both very self-sufficient, but then we also have so much respect for each other's taste and artistic integrity. So yeah, it works so well with her. And yeah, I love her.
That's awesome. And it's awesome to also hear that the, I guess, creative collaboration between the two of you is still ever ongoing. So hopefully there's more to hear some point in the future.
Yeah, for sure. On the way.
Is there you have, as we've just mentioned, Milan Ring. I think you've worked with Kid Leroy, with I think Emma Louise. I'm just trying to remember some others. Is there a dream guest list that you have of people that you'd love to work with production wise?
Production wise, that's a hard one. Well, I'd love to work with Kanye West. Like, he's my favorite artist of all time. I'd love to produce something. I'd love to rap or just have an ad lib or just anything on a record with Kanye. It'd be insane. I guess locally, like, I feel like I've worked with everybody I want to work with in Australia on some kind of level, like maybe not in the studio, but just having certain conversations that they've inspired me to do more, or I've had conversations to inspire them. And yeah, I think right now is a perfect time for us here as well, because we're starting to really, like, the community sense is really starting to build here in Australia when it comes to music and the arts and creativity in general. And it's only going to get bigger and brighter and yeah, it's going to be more infectious and people are going to be more inspired by it. And like, we're going to have way more Kid Leroys and Manu Crookses and Milan Rings and just inspirational artists that are going to help push us forward as a collective, as Australians, into the worldwide music scene, which I think we deserve to be in as well.
100%. I feel that, especially even in the last, 2 or 3 years, the Australian music scene has really, I feel, kind of stepped up in terms of like the quality of the output and artists that are kind of coming out of Australia and what they're doing and how they're also influencing other countries' kind of genres and everything else. I think is incredible.
Yeah, I love it. And it's been a slow burner, but now it's really starting to catch fire. It's really like the foundation has been laid, and from, the success that like Kid Leroy has had over the last 2 years, and it's just inspired so many young kids to pick up a mic or a guitar or drums or anything really. It's like to see somebody from where you're from succeed on such a high level is inspiring in no matter what field it is. You could be in sports, you could be, working in an office all day and just like be like, yo, that kid is where I'm from and he's doing what he wanted to do. He believed in himself and he got himself there. And we can all do it, in one way or another. We just got to believe.
Yeah, 100%. Very quickly going back to your answer, Kanye is reportedly meant to be here in March. So this is your time. But if there's any time for us to somehow make a push to get your record to him, this is the time.
Yeah, this is the time. Thanks for letting me know, man. I'm probably going to research everything I can about it right after this.
I think there's meant to be a tour of some kind, but I'm not entirely sure. So we'll wait and see if he even makes it into the country. We do have New Changes, which is out at the moment.
No changes.
Oh, sorry, No Changes. With the single coming out, can we expect further music from you in 2022?
100%. Now that I've been blessed with the platform with the RVR people and Matt and Alex, I think it's just about pulling the trigger on all the songs that I've been working on in the last 2 years. And No Changes was a song that I made early 2020. So just that goes to show how much I probably have ready to go. I've got a lot of songs and I'm excited to put them out into the world, and I'm more than just way too excited to be able to perform. That's what I can't wait to do, to get out there, to be around people and feel their energy and see how the music's reciprocated and just really touch the people. That's what I want to do.
100%. I think there's almost kind of relating back to Milan and yourself. I know that there's a lot of acts that have kind of put out music throughout the pandemic that I feel there's been not a groundswell. What's the word I'm looking for? It's the fact that people haven't been able to go to concerts and see artists like yourself and Milan. I think now that as things are hopefully, fingers crossed, getting better and we're able to do that, there's more of the anticipation or the buzz and excitement about seeing these artists are just at an all-time high. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. And I'm there right there with them. I can't wait to see artists. I can't wait just to go to shows and hear music and feel it with the crowd of people. I miss that. I really do.
100%. I do agree with that. Plus, usually we would ask, I guess, what they're currently listening to, if there's a record or a EP, single, whatever it may be, that's kind of currently taking your fancy. Is there what's currently on your record player or streaming service, respectively?
Honestly, I don't really listen to music. I'm more making music, so it's I don't really sit and listen to music or anything. But the last thing I did listen to was Gunna's album DS Forever. That was the last thing I listened to, and I only listened to that album, and then since then I've just been making music. But yeah, if any of you guys are into trap, melodic, Atlanta sounding music, check out Gunna's new album. It's pretty hard.
That's awesome. First, thank you very much for your time today. No Changes is the new single, which we will put the video in the show notes for people to watch. But yes, thank you again and congratulations.
No, I appreciate you. Thanks for having me, and it was nice to have a chat with you, Simon.
And that's our show. A massive thank you to Blessed for his time. No Changes is out now, and we've left links in the show notes if you'd like to stream the single or watch the video. We also want to give a huge shout out to Alex and Charlotte at Thinking Loud for helping out with today's interview. If you like this show, please subscribe wherever you get your pods and stay up to date when new episodes are released. We release new shows each Wednesday and Friday morning, and we now have a Patreon, which you can find within the show notes of this episode. You can follow the playlist profile on Spotify, and you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Until next week, cheers.
This podcast is brought to you by eHarmony, the dating app to find someone you can be yourself with. Why doesn't eHarmony allow copy and paste in first messages? Because you are unique, and your conversations should reflect that. eHarmony wants you to find someone who will get you. How are you going to know who gets you? If people send you the same generic conversation starters they message everyone else. Conversations that actually help you get to know each other. Imagine that. Get who gets you on eHarmony. Sign up today.